Have you ever felt that a relationship in your life is draining your energy, making you doubt yourself, and pulling you away from your true path? What if I told you that sometimes the most courageous act is walking away, even from those you once considered family? Today, we'll explore 9 clear signs that it's time to cut ties, even with those closest to you. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly when and how to make this decision without guilt or regret. Before we begin, subscribe if you value wisdom over drama and self-respect over toxic relationships. Let's walk this path together. Sign number 1. They constantly make you feel guilty. Guilt is a powerful weapon. If someone in your life manipulates you by making you feel guilty for setting boundaries, they do not respect you. Picture this. You finally take a step towards your goals, yet a family member tells you, "You've changed. You don't care about us anymore." But have you really changed for the worse, or are they just uncomfortable with your growth? This same dilemma played out in the life of Theodore Roosevelt. After losing his wife and mother on the same day, he left everything behind and spent years in the Dakota Badlands, rebuilding himself. Many criticized him, saying he had abandoned his responsibilities, but in truth, he was reclaiming his inner strength. This is the way of the Stoic, to recognize that the only true burden we carry is the weight of our own minds. To allow guilt from others to dictate our actions is to surrender our power. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." If we are to grow, we must learn that no one else can define our journey. Seneca once wrote, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." If someone uses guilt to chain you to their expectations, it's time to step away. True growth requires the courage to choose your own path, even when others don't understand it. The weight of guilt is an illusion, and the only freedom is the freedom of the mind. Sign number 2, they drain your energy with endless arguments. Some people are addicted to conflict. They argue not to seek truth, but to win. If someone constantly pulls you into fights over trivial matters, their presence is toxic to your peace. Consider the life of George Washington. He was known not just for his military prowess, but for his ability to remain composed under pressure. Even when faced with betrayal, such as Benedict Arnold's treachery, he did not let emotions dictate his response. Instead of engaging in reactive fury, he remained collected, recognizing that anger serves no purpose in the face of inevitable reality. I once had a friend who turned every discussion into a battlefield. A simple disagreement about a movie could escalate into a personal attack. Over time, I realized that arguing with him did nothing but exhaust my spirit. Epictetus reminds us, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. A Stoic does not waste energy on petty conflicts. Instead, we walk away, choosing inner peace over meaningless battles. We are not here to convince fools, nor to let external noise disturb our inner fortress. We must stand firm, just as Washington did, focused on the path ahead rather than the distractions around us. Sign number 3. They belittle your struggles. A relationship should be a safe space, but if someone dismisses your struggles while amplifying their own, they lack the empathy needed for a meaningful connection. Imagine opening up about a hard time at work, only to hear, "Oh, please, you think that's bad?" Let me tell you what real stress is. They don't listen, they don't care. This behavior is not just dismissive, it is selfish and reveals a lack of emotional intelligence. Consider Abraham Lincoln. As president during the Civil War, he carried an immense burden, yet he remained deeply empathetic to the suffering of soldiers and citizens alike. He never belittled their hardships, despite his own. This is the hallmark of true character, understanding that everyone's struggles are valid, regardless of scale. True friends acknowledge your hardships just as you acknowledge theirs. As Seneca said, wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. If they consistently make you feel unheard, it's time to step back. We must surround ourselves with those who offer us strength, just as we offer strength in return. Anything less is a drain on our souls, and, as Stoics, we must protect our inner peace at all costs. Sign number 4, they try to control your beliefs. Healthy relationships thrive on mutual respect, even in differences. But some people demand that you conform to their views, whether political, religious, or ideological. They don't debate to understand. They debate to convert. This is why true Stoics recognize the futility of endless arguments. Consider the example of Marcus Aurelius, who, despite ruling one of the most powerful empires in history, refused to engage in unnecessary debates or be swayed by the pressures of others. He led with quiet strength, choosing wisdom over conflict and introspection over reaction. A former friend of mine would aggressively push his political beliefs, shaming anyone who disagreed. Conversations became exhausting battles rather than enriching discussions. But true strength lies in restraint. When someone forces their views upon you, remember that your peace is not worth their chaos. A Stoic does not need to prove their point at every opportunity. As Epictetus said, it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. If someone refuses to respect your autonomy, distance is the answer. Walk away, not out of weakness, but out of mastery over yourself. Sign number 5, you feel exhausted after seeing them. Energy doesn't lie. If you feel lighter when someone leaves the room than when they enter, take that as a sign. There's a difference between making sacrifices for loved ones and feeling emotionally drained after every interaction. A good relationship should uplift, not deplete. Consider the life of Nikola Tesla. A visionary and an innovator, he spent much of his time in solitude, not because he disliked people, but because he understood the value of protecting his energy. He distanced himself from those who doubted him, recognizing that negativity could cloud his vision and weaken his resolve. In doing so, he preserved his genius and maintained the mental clarity necessary for his groundbreaking discoveries. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If certain people darken your thoughts, they are not meant to be in your circle. We must guard our peace like a fortress, allowing only those who bring strength and understanding to enter. The energy we allow into our lives shapes the person we become. Choose wisely. Sign number 6, they only come to you to complain. There is a fine line between seeking support and using someone as an emotional dumping ground. Some people never seek solutions. They only seek someone to absorb their negativity. Consider the life of Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist. In the darkest moments of his life, he observed a critical truth. Those who found meaning in their suffering, who took control of their inner world, survived. Those who dwelled endlessly in complaints without seeking change were consumed by despair. His story is a testament to the Stoic principle that we are not victims of our circumstances. We are victims only of our perception of them. I once had a colleague who only reached out when she wanted to rant. Every conversation was the same. Endless complaints, no desire for change. One day, I realized that being her listener was costing me my own peace. Seneca reminds us, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. If someone refuses to take control of their own life and only seeks an audience for their suffering, it is not your duty to carry their burdens. A true Stoic understands that suffering must be met with action, not indulgence. We must offer support to those who strive, but never allow ourselves to be weighed down by those who choose stagnation over growth. Sign number 7. They break promises without guilt. A promise is a contract of trust. If someone repeatedly makes commitments and never follows through, they don't value your time or respect your presence. Consider the story of Ernest Shackleton, the legendary Antarctic explorer. When his ship, the Endurance, was trapped in ice, he made a promise to his men he would get them home alive. Despite impossible odds, freezing temperatures and starvation, he honored that promise. Shackleton understood that a leader's word is sacred, and true respect is earned through action, not empty assurances. A friend once stood me up 3 times in a row. The first time I gave him grace. The second time I made excuses for him. The third time I realized I was being disrespected. A Stoic values action over words. As Epictetus wisely said, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. If someone treats their word lightly, remove them from your circle. Like Shackleton, we must live by integrity and surround ourselves with those who do the same. Our time is precious. Entrust it only to those who honor their commitments. Sign number 8. They cling to the past instead of growing. We all know someone who constantly talks about their past achievements as if they define their worth. They glorify old victories but refuse to create new ones. Consider the story of Muhammad Ali. He was not just a champion in the ring, but a man who constantly reinvented himself. After losing his title, he did not sit idly and lament the past. He trained harder, fought with resilience, and reclaimed his place. Even after retiring, he focused on philanthropy, proving that true greatness is not just about past glories, but about continuous growth. A former mentor of mine used to say, I was a big deal back in the day. But when I asked what he was working on now, he had nothing to say. That is the trap of nostalgia. It convinces us that our best days are behind us rather than ahead. Growth is a fundamental Stoic principle. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. If someone is stuck in the past and refuses to evolve, they are not aligned with your journey. A Stoic understands that life is about adaptation and perseverance. The past is a lesson, not a resting place. Sign number 9. They resent your success. A true friend celebrates your victories. A false friend feels threatened by them. If someone belittles your achievements or subtly undermines your confidence, they are not in your corner. True success does not seek validation, nor should it be dimmed for the comfort of others. Consider the story of Oprah Winfrey. Rising from adversity, she faced skepticism and doubt at every turn. Many around her questioned her worth, but instead of allowing their resentment to weigh her down, she channeled it into strength. She once said, surround yourself only with people who will lift you higher. This is the mindset of a Stoic, choosing resilience over resentment. Seneca said, the best way to avenge yourself is to not be like that. Do not engage in their bitterness. Move forward and surround yourself with those who lift you higher. The path of greatness is often walked alone, but it is always better to be alone in truth than accompanied in jealousy. If you've ever faced one of these signs, comment below with the word peacefulness. Let's build a community of strength, wisdom, and self-respect. If you found value in this, hit the like button, subscribe, and join me in living a life of discipline, resilience, and unshakable peace. I'll see you in the next video.